As a married person, is it okay for you to lust after your wife? You look at the person and be like, oh my god, yeah. Let's be honest, sex. Our group talked about love, lust, and relationship. And the first question I was throwing out was, what is love? What's your understanding of love? And the definition I came up with was love, the conditioned feeling and or emotion that is unchangeable, unconditional, and has no space for judgment. And if you look at the word love, it has so many meanings to it and so many things to different people. Now, our topic was, like I said, love, lust, and relationships. And a couple of things I came up with is the mixture between love and lust. As teenagers, we mix both of them together quite a lot, even adults. But this is me talking as a young person to young people. We came up with love is patient, understanding and respecting, and is selfless. 2 points from there was love is selfless and lust is selfish. That's the best way to look at both of them. And then we went from there to link up things like manipulation and abuse. With lust, that manipulation and abuse can be heavily linked up with that. One question that was thrown out there that was really kind of got me thinking a bit was, as a married person, is it okay for you to lust after your wife? Can anyone throw an answer out? Anyone throw an answer out and just give me a quick explanation why not or why you should?
Can you give us a definition of lust? Okay,
lust is, the best way to look at lust is you doing something that aims or pleases you, if you look at it that way. A lot of times we link lust with flesh. So something that, like I said, is selfish. When you think about lust, is the end game is for yourself. Let's be honest. Lust, when you lust after, and it doesn't have to be someone, it could be something as well. Something we spoke about. An example, I'm just saying this is what we spoke about in our group, was ladies going shopping and seeing a dress and be like, oh my god, I love that dress, I must have it, this and that. That to a certain extent is you lusting after something as well. And that can blind your vision from so many other things. So when I say, is it okay for a husband to lust after the wife, the answer that came up in our group was no. Because if you lust after something, it gets to the point where you get fed up, tired, and bored of that thing. So once you start to lust after, whether you're married or not, once you start to lust after something or someone, it gets to the point where if they don't do anything that pleases you, you're gonna get angry, frustrated, disappointed, you know, and then you get things like divorce, you get abuse in marriages and all other stuff. A couple of things that we spoke about as well was purity. We talked about purity in our group, and purity is basically cleanliness, free from contamination. There was three verses that we read, that we talked about: Matthew 5:8, Philippians 4:8, and Zephaniah 3:9. Which I think Matthew 5:8 was really a good one for me, which basically just said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Purity for me links with love. If you love someone, you love something, and you love God the way God loves us, but you can't see God without purity, and God is love. So if you don't have love in you, and you're not like God, to set with love inside of you, you can't be pure, and you can't see God. I think the biggest thing I picked up from the whole session, which was the last thing that she said, and which just kind of blew my mind away, was the starter package for a Christian.
Yes!
Which, to be honest with you, she was talking about the starter package for year 7s, and how back in those days, for those of us that know, is you had to have that big backpack, you had your tie tied up, and you had the Sony Ericsson phone.
Yeah.
If you didn't have the Sony Ericsson Walkman phone, literally you were an nobody basically. And the starter package for a Christian is CPR, which basically means Christ, purity, and righteousness.
Talking about lusting, what's an example of lusting with what you were talking about fiance or you being in a relationship.
Okay, so lost in is big. It's a big thing. It's a big topic if I was to put it in a way. Okay, so for example, for me, I'm a musician. Right, there was a point in my life where I was lost in after money as a musician. So when it got to the point where like I wouldn't do anything whatsoever without getting paid, even for my friends. For this of doesn't understand, so as a musician you do events, you do gigs and you get paid. Me lost in after money, it took me losing a lot of money to understand I was lost in after money. And what the mistake a lot of us do is we try justifying it.
Yes.
Why lost in is okay. And until you admit it, that you're lost in after something, then you can't truly get rid of that lost. So you lost in a relationship would be you looking at the person and like, oh my god, yeah. Let's be honest, sex is a huge thing we've lost in. And loads more other stuff with that, but I think the biggest thing with that is sex. And there's a thing that that's helped me through life is some things are best avoided than experienced and regretted. So for lost in, for us youths and young people out there, some things are best avoided than experienced and regretted.
In my country, they will say, Bob you. I mean, what you say? In my country, when it's translated, it's like, say it again. How much it again?